Black Mamba. Black Mamba venom attacks the nervous system. But the surprising part is that the snake itself is not usually looking for a fight. Found across parts of sub-Saharan Africa, black mambas are fast, alert, and generally prefer to escape when they can. The real danger begins when their neurotoxins interfere with the signals traveling between nerves and muscles. Weakness can develop, the eyelids may begin to droop, speech can become difficult, and eventually the muscles needed for breathing may stop working properly. What makes a serious bite so frightening is how quickly the situation can change. A person who initially appears conscious and responsive can develop severe paralysis as the venom continues interfering with nerve signals. Without urgent treatment and breathing support when necessary, the consequences can become fatal. King Cobra. King Cobra venom is powerful, but its most interesting weapon may be the sheer amount it can deliver. Found throughout parts of South and Southeast Asia, this enormous snake mainly hunts other snakes and usually tries to avoid people. Its venom contains neurotoxins that interfere with communication between nerves and muscles, potentially causing weakness, difficulty swallowing, and paralysis. But there is another twist. A king cobra does not need to rely on a single tiny dose. During a serious bite, the amount of venom delivered can be substantial, allowing several harmful effects to develop at once. The body may gradually lose control of important muscles, including those responsible for breathing. So despite its frightening reputation, the king cobra's danger comes less from wanting to attack humans and more from what happens when its defensive bite succeeds. Indian cobra. Indian cobra venom can turn a small-looking wound into a much larger medical problem. Found throughout the Indian subcontinent, these snakes often live close to places where humans work and live. Their venom contains neurotoxins that can interfere with muscle control, while other components can contribute to damage around the bite. The strange part is that the most dangerous effect may not be the pain at the wound itself. As the venom spreads, weakness can appear elsewhere in the body, including the muscles responsible for swallowing and breathing. Person may therefore be watching a relatively small bite while a much more serious process is developing internally. Rapid treatment can make the difference between a dangerous bite and a survivable one. Common Krait. Common Krait venom has one particularly dangerous characteristic. The bite can sometimes seem less dramatic than the problem developing inside the body. Found across much of South Asia, these snakes are mainly active at night, and accidental bites can happen when people unknowingly disturb them while sleeping. Their neurotoxins interfere with the connection between nerves and muscles. Weakness can gradually spread, followed by difficulty swallowing, speaking, or breathing. The twist is that the victim may not initially feel as though something catastrophic has happened. The wound itself may not look particularly alarming. Meanwhile, the nervous system can already be losing its ability to control important muscles. That is why a seemingly minor snake bite can still require immediate medical attention. Russell's viper. Russell's viper attacks the body's emergency repair system rather than simply shutting down the nerves. Found across parts of South and Southeast Asia, this snake produces venom that can interfere dramatically with blood clotting. The bite may cause pain and swelling, but the deeper problem can develop inside the bloodstream. When clotting mechanisms are disrupted, the body can struggle to control bleeding normally, potentially leading to internal bleeding, kidney damage, and dangerous circulation problems. One of the most unsettling parts is that the damage can continue after the snake is long gone. The venom does not need to remain at the bite site to cause problems. It can continue affecting systems throughout the body. Rattlesnake. Rattlesnake venom does not have one single effect, because different species produce different combinations of toxins. Found throughout the Americas, rattlesnakes have evolved venoms that can attack several parts of the body at once. Some components damage tissue around the bite, while others interfere with blood clotting or damage muscle cells. The first warning may simply be pain and swelling, but the affected limb can continue changing as the venom spreads. In some serious cases, muscle breakdown can release substances into the bloodstream that place additional stress on the kidneys. The surprising part is that the bite is not necessarily finished causing damage when the pain begins. The body can continue reacting for hours afterward. Follow me now because I will be dropping more helpful information. Are you done? Thank you. Inland Taipan. Inland Taipan venom is extraordinarily potent, yet this snake rarely gets the opportunity to use it against humans. Native to Australia's dry interior, it lives in remote areas and generally avoids people. Its venom contains a combination of toxins capable of affecting nerves, muscles, blood clotting, and other systems. What makes it particularly interesting is that its reputation as one of the world's most venomous snakes can make people imagine a highly aggressive animal. The reality is almost the opposite. A snake can possess extremely powerful venom without being a major threat to humans in everyday life. Its danger is concentrated in what happens if a bite actually occurs, not in how often it seeks one. Boomslang. Boomslang venom can create a terrifying situation because the most serious symptoms may not appear immediately. This tree-dwelling African snake spends much of its time above the ground, hunting among branches. Its venom interferes with the body's ability to form blood clots properly. At first, the bite may not look especially dramatic, which can create a dangerous sense of reassurance. Then the effects can progress as the body's normal clotting process breaks down. In severe envenomation, bleeding can occur from different parts of the body. The twist is that the snake does not need to cause enormous tissue destruction at the bite itself. Instead, it can interfere with one of the body's most important protective systems from the inside. Yellow-bellied sea snake. Yellow-bellied sea snake venom was designed for a completely different target fish. These snakes live throughout warm tropical and subtropical oceans, and spend much of their lives moving through seawater. Their neurotoxic venom can interfere with normal muscle function, potentially causing weakness, muscle pain, and breathing problems after a serious envenomation. But here is the unusual part. Humans are not their normal prey. A sea snake does not look at a swimmer and see food. Most encounters end without an attack, and bites are more likely when the animal is deliberately handled or trapped. Its venom may be powerful, but its lifestyle keeps humans far outside the normal hunting equation. Scaled viper. Scaled viper venom proves that size can be one of the worst things to judge in a snake. These relatively small vipers are found across parts of Africa, the Middle East, and South Asia, often in environments where people live and work. Their venom can interfere with blood clotting and cause tissue damage, potentially leading to serious complications. What makes them particularly concerning is the combination of their small size, defensive behavior, and proximity to humans. A person might see a small snake and instinctively assume it cannot cause much harm. But venom does not need a giant body behind it to become medically serious. Sometimes the snake that looks least impressive is the one that deserves the most caution. Which snake on this list have you encountered before? And what was your experience like? I want to hear your story in the comments.